When my dad was talking to my auntie and uncle who immigrated from the Philippines a few years ago, they talked about their own hometown, Narvacan. It was like a ghetto. Gas stations, drugs, killings and crime was a commonplace. Plus, there are no jobs, and people are trying to leave. My grandpa left the Philippines after World War II, and he moved to Hawaii to work the plantation fields. He brought my dad over, and my dad brought my mom over, and that's how I was born there. Hawaii is often thought of as a place of blue skies, coconut trees, hula girls, grass shacks. I grew up in a residential area, like a suburb, where I had to drive to get anywhere. However, on Oahu alone, 25% of the island is occupied by military infrastructures. In order to allow that much space used for the military, people have to get used to military culture. Over half of Hawaii's public schools have JROTC programs, where students are trained in military skills. Across the Pacific, in November of 2005, a Philippine woman named Nicole was raped by a U.S. Marine named Daniel Smith. Even though he was found guilty, the judges are being pressured to let Smith go. A law called the Visiting Forces Agreement, or the VFA, allows the United States military presence throughout the islands. In February 2008, U.S. Staff Sergeant named Tyrone Luther Hadnot raped a 14-year-old girl in Okinawa. In 1992, a Korean woman was raped by a U.S. troop. Japan and Korea are bound by a law called the Status of Forces Agreement, or the SOFA. The VFA and SOFA laws make sure the government caters to military interests. Some people say, well, those women got raped because they were there at the wrong time. Or others say, they were asking for it. But places in Okinawa, Philippines, and Korea are made to depend on military bases for jobs because their rights to self-determine how they want to live was taken away by processes of colonization. The prostitution industry was set up to serve the rest and recreation for the incoming troops. People still keep resisting, but because of laws like the VFA and SOFA are in place, the governments use the mass media to portray those people as terrorists or people needing our democracy. KRS-One says that hip-hop was born as a way for youth of color in the South Bronx, New York, to resist the poverty and drugs that they lived with. In 1963, the Cross Bronx Expressway was finished. It was built as a shipping and transportation route for New York to New Jersey. However, the expressway destroyed neighborhoods in the South Bronx. The Dominican, Puerto Rican, and African American communities were relocated into housing projects. During 1963 to 1973, the United States got involved with the Vietnam War. Many in the South Bronx communities were facing the influx of drugs, unemployment, and military recruitment. The military continues to exist today. Soldiers are disciplined to carry out the power of the United States government in order to secure resources in other countries for corporations. These resources are made into products that flow throughout rich countries like the United States. However, soldiers are recruited mostly from poor communities of color. Many become soldiers for education, jobs, citizenship, or to achieve dreams they are barred from reaching because of economic barriers. But what else can be done to address these basic needs without reproducing violence?